Very good afternoon, everyone. Uh, I would like to congratulate the organizers, Director Professor G.K. Das and Professor Jolly Rotogi for the CME on diabetic retinopathy, which is a part of Golden Jubilee celebrations of the UCMS and the GTB Hospital. I would also like to congratulate Professor Anil Kumar Jain, the Principal UCMS, for the Golden Jubilee Year celebrations of the Institute. Coming to my topic for today, we will soon be a diabetic capital of the world. So it is important here to address the elephant, that is diabetes and diabetic retinopathy. I would like to start with the case where a diabetic patient who underwent cataract surgery in one eye, followed by a rise in IOP. He was treated with anti-glaucoma medicines and advised other eye cataract surgery, and his dilated fundus examination and was not done at any of the centers at which I'm showing it to you. It was at the center 4 here when somebody saw that his best corrected visual acuity was 612 and counter finger 1 feet, and he had new vascularization of the iris. It was here that he was advised dilated fundus examination, and this dilated fundus examination revealed a threatening DR due to proliferative diabetic retinopathy. I've specially put these photographs of the center of the eye, which is how I can look through undilated pupil, and it looks like nothing is wrong with this eye. And once you look for carefully for the INV, you'll be able to pick up the new vascularization of the iris. And this is multifocal IOL in this eye. And here you will be able to see that this is how the view of the mid periphery and the periphery of the this same patient, where you will see a lot of hemorrhages and a lot of suspected area of new vascularization and peripheral areas of the featureless retina, actually in the more in the right eye and than the left eye. And he was subjected to FFA, where you can see the frank neovascularization and the capillary non-perfusion areas in the both eyes. So here I shall be talking about the importance of screening, who should refer for screening, whom to screen, when to screen, and the various screening models, and what is the future of diabetic retinopathy screening in a country like ours, actually. So diabetic retinopathy may be asymptomatic for years, even at an advanced stage. So screening is essential to identify, monitor, and guide the treatment of the disease. When the visual complications occur, it's already very late. The treatment is at best to preservation of the visual function and is believed to yield a substantial cost savings when compared to direct cost of the individual disabled by the visual loss. So again, the prevention or the early pickup is more important in these patients. So we have to remember a golden rule that all the diabetic patients with type 1 develop DR changes in their lifetime, and the two-thirds will develop DR changes in type 2 patients. So the increase of duration is associated with the increased risk of PDR. This is what we have to remember. In the screening, right from the primary care or the general physician, everybody has a role to play. I'll be elaborating on these one by one. If you go by the developed countries data, still the screening rates remain lower than ideal, in spite of evidence supporting the effectiveness of treatment. Physicians who care for the patients with diabetes and patients themselves need to be educated about the indications for ophthalmological referral. Although effective treatment is available, fewer patients with diabetes are referred by the physicians. In a developed country like USA, only 43 to 65% of the patients has been advised yearly screening, and there is no such data available in India. You can imagine what kind of data we can have as compared to the developed nation. So physician's role is very important because he is the one who is taking care of the risk factors like diabetes, apart from the diabetes, the hypertension and the hyperlipidemia also. General ophthalmologist or the ophthalmic care provider is the first and the most important link between a diabetic patient and preventing blindness. He is well trained to for making a diagnosis of DR. He should be able to dilate the pupil and do a fundus examination and diagnose the severity of the diabetic retinopathy. He should be able to pick the sight-threatening DR, that is the PDR and the DME. He should know the importance of timely referral and should know the places which will provide care to these kind of patients. And what is the role of cataract surgeon? Diabetics develop cataract early, requiring cataract surgery. So cataract surgeon may be the first doctor sometimes they seek opinion from in their lifetime. Apart from doing good cataract surgery, it is a duty of the cataract surgeon to guide the patient about the DR and its screening. Because you must remember, all DR changes will worsen with cataract surgery. Worse is the DR, worse is the worsening. Complicated surgery will have more worsening in these patients. So the cataract surgeon, being a first contact, should do dilated fundus examination, plan cataract surgery according to the set guidelines. Guidelines are there, you must remember, but he just have to follow them. The purpose of effective screening program for diabetic retinopathy is to determine who needs to be referred to an ophthalmologist for close follow-up and possible treatment, and who may simply be screened annually. This message has to spread through mass, group, or individual approach. Diabetic being a disease both in the rural and the urban population, educated and uneducated, poor and the rich, and patient taking treatment from the doctor or from the medicine shop. So there are multiple issues which makes a public awareness an issue in country like ours. I believe that we should also have a statutory warning on the medicine slips that did you get your eyes checked for diabetic retinopathy. So whom to screen? It's very, very easy that people with type 1 diabetes should have annual screening of the diabetic retinopathy beginning 5 years after the onset of the disease. Whereas those with the type 2 diabetes should have a prompt screening at the time of the diagnosis and at least yearly screenings thereafter. Pregnancy and the type 1 or type 2, the examination has to be done at the time of the conception or within the first trim in these patients. Once the diagnosis has been made by the ophthalmologist, then the follow-up is very standard. The treatment protocols are there and we just have to follow them by the ophthalmologist trained to manage diabetic retinopathy. And these are the various guidelines which have been published by the Indian societies. This is one of the guidelines given by the American Academy of Ophthalmologists, that if you have a normal eye in a diabetic or a mild NPDR, moderate NPDR, and the protocols are available, and there is there are no gray areas in this actually. So what about the screening models? The screening models are basically based on the availability of the trained ophthalmic care provider or not. So if you have a trained ophthalmic care provider, the programs like community outreach or the opportunistic diabetic retinopathy screening in the diabetic clinics or in the clinics of a general physician clinics, or the pharmacies or the medical laboratories, these outreach programs can be done, and the screening can be done in case of primary health care or the vision centers available, provided the trained ophthalmic care provider is present or not. Mobile van approach or the telemedicine is basically based on the digital imaging. The digital images are basically sent to the specialist to report and advise using internet, and it takes some time, but it's a little time consuming, but it will really possible in the remote areas where the ophthalmic care provider cannot go and see the patients himself. So in a country like India, these models are very, very popular, and in South India, where there's a lots of areas to to cover, and so these programs are very popular actually. So once you have the screening models, so which one is the better one, whether it's the individual versus the digital retinal imaging screening? So some studies have shown that the screening programs used using digital retinal images taken with or without dilatation may enable us for the early detection of diabetic retinopathy along with the appropriate referral. But in the end, it's very important to know that these studies are validated on various non-mydriatic camera also and mydriatic cameras also, but nothing matches a dilated fundus examination. The studies have also found a positive association between participating in a photographic screening program and subsequent adherence to receiving recommended comprehensive dilated examination by a clinician. As I've already said, the screening programs are more relevant when the access to the screening, the ophthalmic care provider is limited. So screening programs are always, they follow some guidelines, and the guidelines are available. As I've already said, given the known gap in the accessibility of the direct ophthalmological screening by ophthalmic care provider, these retinal imaging screening programs are certainly helpful in a country like ours actually. So what is the future? So future of screening is in artificial intelligence. You all must be knowing it, the kind of progress going in it, which is even kiosk or the mobile based screening, where a person goes and gets his undilated fundus photograph clicked, and he will get the advice in real time. His details, unique ID, mobile number can be used to make a registry and keep a track whether he visited the specialist or not. This method will also take care of the manpower issues or the time constraints, and above all, it will be an accurate and a consistent method, and it will be really useful for a huge country like ours with a huge diabetic population. So I would like to summarize here the few key points. The screening for diabetic retinopathy is important for a population like ours, where trained manpower is an issue. So it is done to pick and treat the disease early. As I've already said, that it will prevent the loss of vision in these patients by preventing the visual loss, and also it will bring down the cost in these patients. I further suggest that targeting primary care physician, the pharmacist, medical shops, labs also is very important. Asking them, the people visiting them, asking them so that they can encourage the diabetics to get the eye checkup if it has not been done till now. Apart from that, the huge need for public awareness is the key here. Like we celebrate the 14th November as the World Diabetes Day. All screening and management protocols are there. We just have to follow this. Again, I emphasize that AI-based screening is the future for our population, which will, like ours, which because we are going to be soon will have maximum number of diabetics in the world living in India actually. So I thank you again from Advanced Eye Center PGI for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.